In a major success, the deputy commander of Maoist group PLGA was eliminated in an encounter.
An operation in Narayanpur, Chhattisgarh, security forces neutralized 27 dreaded Maoists.
एक ही साल में 380 नक्सली मारे गए, इसमें कल के 30 जोड़ना बाकी.
22 Maoists laid down their arms in neighboring Narayanpur district.
3 top leaders of CPI Maoists have been killed in an exchange of fire with police in Andhra Pradesh's Alluri.
1194 गिरफ्तार हुए और 1045 सरेंडर कर गए और टोटल 2619 संख्या में कमी आई. मान्यवर 2619.
The General Secretary ranked leader of the Naxal groups has been neutralized.
290 Naxals were eliminated by the security forces.
21 मार्च 2026 को इस देश से नक्सलवाद समाप्त.
पहले पूरा कच्चा रोड था, अभी अच्छा डामर रोड भी बन गया.
हम लोगों को कितना तो जाने वाले को जान को बचा दिए सीआरपी कैंप वाले.
पूरे गांव में विकास होगा, सड़कें बनेंगी.
सिलेंडर होके आप लोग आराम से जियो, आराम से खाओ पियो रहो.
These are the voices of Chhattisgarh, one of India's last remaining states with Naxal-infested districts. Chhattisgarh is a central Indian state characterized by its relatively low population density of around 220 persons per square kilometre. 3/4 of its population resides in rural, often tribal-dominated areas. What was once a distant dream of peace and progress for these communities is now rapidly turning into a tangible reality. The Indian government under Prime Minister Narendra Modi has made an ambitious promise.
बहुत जल्द ही आदिवासी समाज को हिंसा से मुक्ति मिलेगी. देश में नक्सलवाद खत्म होगा और ये मोदी की गारंटी है.
But to truly grasp the significance of this promise, we need to trace the roots of the Naxal insurgency, understand its ideology, and recall the dark chapters of its most devastating attacks. The Naxalite movement or left-wing extremism takes its name from a small village in West Bengal called Naxalbari. It began in 1967 as a peasant uprising fueled by grievances over land and exploitation. What started as a localized rebellion quickly adopted a Maoist ideology, advocating for armed struggle to overthrow the existing order, spreading to tribal regions. After initial suppression, the movement resurfaced, consolidating into groups like the People's War Group. By 2004, various factions merged to form the Communist Party of India Maoist, becoming India's gravest internal security threat. Their influence spanned what became known as the Red Corridor.
They wanted to create a red corridor in India so that they can reach to China, Nepal or other locations. That from south onwards, from Kerala, Andhra Pradesh and then this Chhattisgarh, Bihar, Uttar Pradesh and then Nepal and then China. So that was their planning. They wanted to control this area.
The Naxalites' reign was defined by a series of devastating attacks that claimed countless lives. The Rafiganj train derailment on 9 September 2002 in Bihar, where Naxalite sabotage caused the death of over 130 people. The Jahanabad jailbreak in November 2005, where over 1,000 Maoists attacked the prison, freeing hundreds of inmates and top Naxal leaders. One of the deadliest Naxal attacks was in Dantewada on April 6, 2010, where 76 CRPF personnel were ambushed and killed in a single incident in Chhattisgarh. Another brutal act followed on May 17, 2010, when a civilian bus was targeted in Dantewada, claiming the lives of over 30 people, including special police officers and civilians. The 2013 Dharba Valley attack in Chhattisgarh saw Maoists ambush a convoy of Congress leaders, killing 28 people. Prominent political figures, including former State Minister Mahendra Karma, Chhattisgarh Congress Chief Nand Kumar Patel, and senior Congress leader Vijay Charan Shukla were killed. More recently, in April 2017, another ambush in Sukma district killed 26 CRPF personnel, reminding the nation of the continued threat. And in January 2025, a devastating IED blast in Bijapur, Chhattisgarh, claimed the lives of 8 security personnel and a civilian driver.
First time I believe that it was in Chhattisgarh, especially when it was separated from Madhya Pradesh. So during the period of 2006 to 2013, I can say, those 5-6 years were very, very violent and insurgent actions. And there was a, in our country, we were thinking that Naxals are having a big strength and big problem for internal security.
The Naxal attacks have left a trail of destruction, stalled development, and trapped millions in a cycle of poverty and violence. For decades, the Naxal problem was seen as India's gravest internal security threat, but the truth was more complicated.
Initially, it was thought that they will fight the Maoists with the guns. But it was not exactly the case. It was a combination of, it was a socio-economic problem coupled with a law and order problem. So the thing is that the Bastar development was not there in Bastar. People were even facing for exploitation. There were places like Jagargunda where nobody can reach. So there was water crisis. There was no schools. So this type of development initiatives, the lack of development initiatives have influenced the Maoists, and in fact we can say that the Maoists have exploited this situation to their advantage.
There were no, in hinterlands or in the rural areas, there were no government as they claimed, and there was some truth also, there were a lot of exploitations by local people or local employees of the state or the private persons. So that is how they entered into people's mind, and that is how they got the support. We were trying to control this situation state by state as a state problem, and so it went on and on, ideology also and the insurgency also.
However, today the reality is shifting. What was once an intractable problem, deeply entrenched in the heartland of India, is now facing its most decisive challenge yet. We have travelled to the last remaining Naxal-affected districts in Chhattisgarh to witness firsthand where India stands on the promise of development and a future without fear.
Bastar range, it is of total 42,000 square kilometer. Normally we used to compare Bastar range with other states, we are slightly bigger than the state of Kerala. Even few other Scandinavian countries, we are slightly bigger than those countries. And we have 7 administrative districts in Bastar range right now. Till 1998, it was a part of single district. Later it got trifurcated and few other districts has been created. Right now we have 7 administrative districts. Recently, on 1st of April 2025, Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India have classified certain districts as LWE-affected districts. In total, we have 18 districts as LWE-affected districts in the entire country and 28 other districts as districts of legacy and thrust. It means earlier there have been Naxal activity in those districts. Right now we don't have much Naxal influence in those areas, but still we have to focus on those districts. So there have been 28 districts considered as district of legacy and thrust.
Today, the Indian government is tackling Naxalism with a 4-pronged strategy. Relentless military operations, an aggressive push for improved connectivity, a steadfast commitment to delivering essential education and healthcare, all the while building confidence.
Left-wing extremism has been a major challenge in the Bastar region for last almost 40 to 50 years. In order to change this scenario, both Government of India and State Government of Chhattisgarh, they had a very clear strategy. It is a very comprehensive strategy which comprises 4 components. First component is the operational strategy, which means conducting effective anti-Naxal operation against the banned and illegal CPI Maoist outfit and we have special forces like DRG, STF, Bastar fighters, paramilitary forces like CRPF, BSF, ITBP, SSB, Cobra, and Chhattisgarh Armed Police, who in coordination with other agencies, they have conducted very effective operations. Second component is the developmental component. So we have opened up so many security camps in the interior areas. Therefore, we have plugged in a lot of security vacuums as well as the administrative vacuum. Our security camps act as integrated development centers. Thereby, it has brought in a lot of developmental activities in those areas which has been deprived of developmental activities because of the Naxal history earlier. We focus on basically we focus on the public distribution system, health services, education services, and Anganwadi, banking services. So after establishing a base camp, all these services they come in those areas. So our camp acts as an epicenter for the developmental activities. Government of Chhattisgarh has scheme called as Niyat Nelanar. It means our own model village in the local Gondi language. So after a camp has been established, all these basic amenities it has been ensured for the native population. Third is the front, which is connectivity front. So earlier Naxal as a conspiracy, they have disconnected the native population from the outside world by disturbing the roads which have been earlier functional, by demolishing the bridges and culverts. They have blasted so many bridges and culverts in the interior area, and they have disturbed even the electricity towers and all. So we have ensured rebuilding those roads, bridges, and opening up of new connectivity projects. So that way now the people from the interior area have an opportunity to get connected to their block headquarters, to their district headquarters, and therefore to the national mainstream. So now it has brought in a lot of developmental works and lot of other advantage to this region. Recently we conducted two major events called as Bastar Olympics and Bastar Pandum. In Bastar Olympics, more than 1,65,000 local youth they have registered and participated in various sports activity, right from village level to block level, and later on up to the division level. Honorable Union Home Minister, Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, and Home Minister of Chhattisgarh, they participated in this event. Similarly, in the March 2025, we conducted a Bastar Pandum, which is to highlight the rich cultural heritage of the Bastar region. So we conducted lot of local tribal dance and other cultural format events. Again, Honorable Union Home Minister, CM of Chhattisgarh, and Deputy CM of Chhattisgarh, they participated in these events. Both these events was a major a success. So that way we were able to reconnect to the native population.
To counter an enemy that thrives in dense jungles and darkness, our forces are equipped with specialized weapons for close quarters combat.
To operate in these jungles, it's very important that the armed forces are guided by proper weapons and ammunition. As we travel across the interior jungles of the Sukma district, currently we are at a camp of the CRPF in Puvarti, where there are display of certain weapons which are used in active operations by the CRPF. We have the 51mm mortar, we have the under-barrel grenade launcher, the AKM, INSAS LMG, Netra AM, INSAS rifle. So these are some of the weapons which are used in active operations in the jungles. Because of different geography, different weapons and different weapons are used. We'll also try to know more about it from sir. Sir, यहाँ पे विभिन्न तरह के जो हथियार हैं, तो ये जो हथियार है ये हमारे CRPF ऑपरेशंस में इस्तेमाल करते हैं. सर, डिफरेंट हथियार क्यों हैं? क्योंकि जंगल एरिया है, तो कैसे तरह के आप सोचते हैं, कैसे तरह के थोड़ा हमारे ऑडियंस को भी कि क्या सोच में देख के आप लोग कोई हथियार को यूज़ करते, कैसे जगह पे जाके क्या करते हैं?
ये पर्सनल वेपन्स हैं जो ऑपरेशन के दौरान इस्तेमाल किए जाते हैं और ज़रूरत के हिसाब से इनका इस्तेमाल किया जाता है. जैसे कि ये LMG हैं और ये इंसास राइफ़ल हैं और वो AKM राइफ़ल्स हैं, AK सीरीज़ की हैं, वो अंडर बैरल गन्स हैं, वो मोटार.
सर, यहाँ पे पहले हम देखे हैं बहुत बार न्यूज़ की एम्ब्यूश हो जाता है इस जंगलों पे. तो एम्ब्यूश के लिए सबसे बेहतर आपके नज़र से कौन सा होता है?
सारे ही हथियार एम्ब्यूश के लिए, मतलब नॉर्मल जब भी हमारे ऊपर यदि कोई अटैक होता है तो उसका जवाब देने के लिए हथियारों का इस्तेमाल किया जाता है.
So you can see here the biggest challenge here for the security forces operating in these jungles is sudden attack within the jungle. So these kind of weapons are used to immediately counter attack any sort of attacks, and this is where presently we are situated in one of the most affected LWE district, and as such the security risk is very high here. So the armed forces, especially the CRPF, is guided by proper weapons and intel so that they can counter any sort of operations inside the jungles, and that is the reason we have seen successes in the recent times with the arrest and also the elimination of lot of senior Naxal members, Naxal bureau, Naxal people, and the reason is that proper use of intel, secondly proper use of weapons and proper missions being done by the forces, which has led to these positive results.
The military operations are a complex mix of conventional warfare and guerrilla tactics, where the biggest, most silent threat is often the unseen, improvised explosive devices.
In the last operation which we conducted in Bijapur, during that operation, 21-day operation, which we call as Operation Black Forest, we recovered more than 450 IDs. Only in a particular region of say about 40 by 20 kilometer area, we recovered more than 450 IDs, and 18 ID got activated also. Our Johns got injured, they have been evacuated, and right now they have been treated for those injuries. But the point is that Naxals, they have extensively used IDs to not only harm the security forces but even the native population also. So a lot of civilian, women, children, they got killed in the ID blast. Many lost their limbs, they lost their eyesights. So ID has been a major a challenge for the native population as well as the security forces. But right now we are clearing those areas also. We have a lot of operational domination in those areas, and hopefully in the days to come we will be having better result in that area, and we will be able to completely eradicate the Naxal menace from this Bastar region as well as from other LWE-affected areas of the country also.
Earlier, there was no way to get information other than to move in that area or meet the people or some kind of information system. But now, with the help of drones or other equipments, okay, we are getting the pinpointed information, and then security forces have also been trained to fight in the jungle warfare. So they are well trained now.
The fight is constant, a 24-hour cycle of vigilance. A new road now carves the path through Sukma's dense jungle called Puvarti, which was once one of the region's most inaccessible Naxal-affected areas.
The jungles of Sukma district, this is one of the most affected left-wing extremism district, and our team is traveling inside with a convoy of CRPF personnel. They are guiding us with the bike, and because the car is not able to go there, there is a road being constructed there to connect the village. This is a very interior area. We are going to Puvarti, which is a CRPF camp is there inside Puvarti, and we are going with the CRPF convoy inside these jungles. This is one of the most left-wing extremism affected areas, and you can see the jungles on the left side. It's totally tense area. We are going inside. For the first time, any team has traveled inside such jungles. This comes after the elimination of former General Secretary of Basavaraju. However, there are senior leaders of the CPI Maoist inside the Sukma district, but we are going inside with the CRPF. They have set up new bases here to increase protection in these areas, and the CRPF is extensively working here. Along with that, the BRO is also constructing roads here, and as a result of that, the road connectivity has increased, which is the reason that we have seen a reduction of Naxalism in many parts of Chhattisgarh. However, this is one of the most affected areas, and we are going inside with the convoy of the CRPF. We are inside the dense jungles of the Sukma district in Chhattisgarh. These are very dense jungles, and because of that, the left-wing extremism had a chance because they used to operate in these jungles. Further, education was a big problem and medical facilities was a big problem. But today, in these jungles, you can see concrete roads being made. These concrete roads are being constructed so that the road connectivity can improve. Because of that, today the medical facilities, the education has improved in these areas. So these are the three aspects. Firstly, road connectivity. Secondly, medical facilities. Thirdly, education. These are the aspects being done to counter left-wing extremism, because it is not just guns, it is not just bullets, but it is the idea that if you connect the people to the mainstream, then more and more people will join the mainstream. You can see these dense jungles, they had no way out of these areas. As a result of that, there was more and more seclusion, there was more and more problems for the people here. But due to the roads being constructed at a very fast rate by the BRO, the BSF protects, the CRPF protects the agencies who are constructing the roads. As a result of that, this multi-agency cooperation has led to the development of this area, and because of that we are seeing such development in these areas. And also as a result of that, there has been a push towards the reduction of the LWE in Chhattisgarh.
NewsX spent the night in the forests of Puvarti, which once hogged limelight for being the birthplace of dreaded Maoist Hidma.
We are inside the remote dense jungles of the Bastar division. This is the Sukma district, and we are near the Puvarti area, one of the most affected Naxalite areas currently at. We are inside a jungle. You can see behind me, this is a it's a dense jungle, and we are with a team of CRPF who are doing a night patrolling. On my right, there are a lot of Jawans who are there, and also on my left, these are dense jungles. Inside these jungles, the CRPF actively monitors any sort of Naxalite movement. This is the reason there has been major success stories in the recent times in terms of eliminating or also diffusing any tensions in the jungles. So you can see here, it's night time. It's very difficult geography, very difficult terrain, but there is total protection given inside these jungles. These jungles are very complicated and complex because these jungles are used by Naxalites to do ambush operations, but due to the recent technology and intel adopted by the CRPF, there has been several successes being done. You can see here the Jawans are guarding with a guard dog. Also, RPG launchers are at ready and disposal, because there are a lot of long distance areas which needs to be monitored, and as a result of that, these sort of weapons are used extensively to guard these areas. These are part of the operations, active operations done by the CRPF. These are very complex areas. Remember, if we talk about the 7 districts of Bastar division, which is the hotbed of Naxalite, the most affected district is the Sukma district, and we are currently in the Sukma district with the CRPF forces. This is for the first time a channel has come this far, and also inside the jungles at this time of the hour at night, and we are going inside the jungles. We are seeing the kind of operations being done. These operations are part of the counter militancy operations being done by the CRPF forces to diffuse any sort of tensions, and that is what we are trying to show you. The situation in Bastar division is very complex. Although there has been several recoveries done, we are also trying to go inside the jungle to give you a glimpse of how the situation is right now. You can see inside the jungles, the Jawans of the CRPF are going inside with a dog. This dog, a canine, they are very smart. They can look for the IEDs, as we know that a lot of IEDs are planted inside the jungles, and these dogs are extensively used to get a hold of these IEDs in these kind of operations. Which are very crucial operations being done, and this is one of the most complex terrains, complex geographies, but we have the CRPF with us who are doing these counter Naxalism operations, and that is the reason we have seen several success in these areas. They have tried to actively protect these areas, and as a result of that, the situation overall has improved, but the threat is still there, and as a result of that, we have seen these sort of operations at night. So that is what we are getting you exclusive from the grounds zero of the Sukma district and from the Bastar division. This is exclusive. The team of ITV Network have traveled inside these corridors, inside these dense jungles, to get you the ground reality of how our security forces are working.
The relentless operations by our forces and police are no longer just a strategy. They're a reality with tangible, game-changing results. For the first time, this sustained effort has resulted in the elimination of dreaded Maoist leaders like Basavaraju and Chalapati. leaving the Naxalite organization with a severe leadership crisis.
There has been a lot of indications to show this CPM Maoist organization, it is facing its end. Particularly the 21st of May 2025, that operation was very decisive, and we can rightly call it as the end of their, we can call it like a beginning of their end, because the entire CPM Maoist, like a top cadre, his dead body has been recovered after that encounter. Like for the security concerns, I can't share much detail about the operational planning or its execution, but it was a very specific intelligence-based operation. It has been carried out very tactfully by our security forces, and Naxal, they released a press note with regard to that operation. They have admitted total 28 cadres, including that of Bastar, has got killed in that particular exchange of fire. We recorded only 27 bodies. Naxal has admitted like total 28, and they have also made a clear-cut indication that there were only 35 cadres present during that particular location. In that location, it shows their cadre strength has depleted. Earlier, there has been a myth with regard to the top-level leaders of CPM Maoist outfit. They used to say like there used to be like a 3-layer cordon or 5-layer cordon. That was true to some extent, because before like reaching up to the top leaders, we have to face their militia level cadres, then their area committee, then divisional level committee, then certain PLGA companies. Then finally, before reaching the top level cadres, these local level cadres has been used as a human shield or a foot soldiers, and these top level cadres, they run away from the spot like taking advantage of the dense forest area and all. But right now that is not happening. The local level cadres also, they have realized the real intention of the leadership, which was like using the local cadres as a human shield and the foot soldiers. Right now the local cadres, they are not coming forward to protect the top level cadres, and for a great extent like their cadre strength also depleted, their area of influence, their corridor also got like shrunken. So right now security forces are able to reach up to the top level formation, their hideouts, and the operational outcome is in front of everyone, and we had very good operations in the last couple of time.
This vacuum left by the Maoists is not being filled with more forces, but with hope, progress, and lasting peace.
We should develop those areas, roads, infrastructure, or everything. The school, education, everything was taken care of, and simultaneously, at one side we were fighting the Naxalite, on the other side the government was undertaking various developmental projects, and this situation is continuing today at this juncture as well, that there is a lot of emphasis developing those areas.
While the military operations have broken the backbone of the insurgency, the real battle for peace is being won on a different front. In part 2, we will leave the patrol routes and the jungles behind to go on the ground and witness the quiet revolution taking place.
We will see how improved connectivity, schools and healthcare are becoming a beacon for a better future, and also how economic opportunities are empowering the local community.
बहुत जल्द ही आदिवासी समाज को हिंसा से मुक्ति मिलेगी, देश में नक्सलवाद खत्म होगा, और ये मोदी की गारंटी है.
This is a story of how development is paving the way to a lasting peace, a Naxal-free India.